Tuesday, session 123, with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week. It is beautiful, sunny skies, gorgeous out, a little chilly. We have finally dropped from the 70-degree weather that we were experiencing down to a more seasonal upper 40s. So it's a little chilly, but beautiful weather we've been having here for November in New York. And we're having a good start to the month. Stampin' Up! Released the Fitting Florets collection. Hi, Terry. Oh, I'm glad you caught me live. And yeah, so Stampin' Up! Just released their Fitting Florets collection. Terry, I think your order will be coming in on Thursday. I actually just looked at the tracking earlier today. And it's a great collection of product. There are 2 stamp sets, some gorgeous designer series paper, some embellishments. It's gorgeous. And I have a special going on here in the first 10 days of the month. So today is Tuesday the 8th. If you place an order by Thursday, November 10th here, that is $75 or more, I will be sending you a free card class with 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs. All right, that's going to be coming already cut, prepped, ready to go, shipped to you for free. And then I'll be providing a tutorial and a video as well so that you can put these projects together. So that is my fun gift to you, to thank you for your orders this month. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. It is a special release collection, which means it's available for a limited time. And this paper is so pretty. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out a couple of my previous videos. I am showcasing this all during at least the beginning part of November here. And out of what I had ordered, this is all I have left, is a handful of scraps in a bag. So for these class kits that I'm giving out, I have an order coming in tomorrow with 4 packages of this designer series paper because it's so pretty. I had to place a second order and get some more. So today I have some fun cards for you. I had said on Friday that I wanted to do a shaker card because we have this gorgeous heart frame in here. So let me show you in our die set. We've got this gorgeous little frame that does die cut hearts, and I thought that would be the cutest thing to do a shaker card with. And so we'll be using window sheets for that, or clear acetate sheets. And since I had my window sheets out, then I had the idea for a I'm going to call it a split panel window card. So stick around for both cards today because we have 2 technique cards coming your way, which is pretty awesome. All right. Hey, Diana, welcome. Hope you guys are all doing great. So I'm going to flip the camera here so we can get started making these really cool projects. Loving it. Okay. And there you can see my host code. So that is the code to use if you place your order here by November 10th. And you do not have to order the framed florets collection. You can order whatever you want. But if it's $75 in product total, then you will get my card kit. Of course, you're going to want the framed florets bundle here because, well, these dies are awesome, and so is the stamp set. All right, so once you see the kit, at least you're definitely going to want that. So let me move these things out of the way. All right, I have my little goodie bag where I have been keeping my excess die cut pieces, including some of this fun pattern, which this is what I've got left. Some of the little flowers in here coordinate with the dies, and so you can cut those out, but the rest are just so pretty that I have been clipping out the flowers and saving those. I'm going to show you a couple things you can do with them today. Hi, Sandy in Texas. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. But yeah, so the other thing I've been doing is keeping in these clear envelopes. When I've been using that little heart frame, I've been saving the little hearts. All right, so we're actually going to do that today. I have a little jar full of hearts that I have die cut using that heart frame. All right, so for the first card, we need our heart frame, and we also need this inset piece. They actually work together. They nest right inside each other. Okay, so we're going to get started here with some soft succulent cardstock. This is a half sheet at 5.5 by 8.5, and we are going to fold that at the 4.25 and score that there. Okay, very nice. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I have a basic white piece. This works as a contrasting layer, but when we get this all put together, it's also going to work as the frame where we stamp our sentiment. So this is 4 by 5.25. If you wanted to stamp your sentiment first, that way you could always have a do-over before you glue it down, then that might be a good idea. The next piece you'll need, which I have already pre-cut this, but this is our designer series paper here. I'm going to use this soft succulent piece with the little leaves. Hi Philomena, welcome. I love the blue and green flowers here. Hi Melanie. But I thought this was just a little too busy, and it kind of took the attention away from the hearts, which is what I really wanted to showcase today. Thank you for sharing, Philomena. Thank you all, and I appreciate your comments, your thumbs up. Thank you. All right, so this piece of designer series paper, the fitting florets, this is 3.75 by 5. So while I've got this lined up here, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So we've got some nice ones here, which is for a beautiful day. Thank you with all my heart. Let's do that. Thank you with all my heart, since we have a heart theme going on here. So I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to stamp an evening evergreen today because I wanted that to stand out just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go thank you with all my heart. Make sure this is lined up, and I'm going to go right here in the center. Okay, and that came out great. If I had smudged or something like that, then I would have been able to, because nothing was glued down yet, I could have flipped it over, had a second chance. But that's not necessary, but it's a good precaution nonetheless. So I'm going to glue this basic white layer down first. Okay. And then, okay, so then with this designer paper that was 3.75 by 5, what I had done is I had lined up my little hearts, and you'll notice on the back side too, it does give you the little indents, so you know that your hearts are going right side up. I saw a post from a demo friend that she put out a little warning. She says, make sure when you run this through that you make sure your hearts are the correct side up, because she had used a patterned paper, kind of like this leaves, and all of her hearts ended up upside down, which looks a little funny. So just something to keep in mind, is make sure your hearts are going the right way. And of course there was a center here, and I had used this oval frame because the hearts simply cut out the hearts. It doesn't actually cut out the oval. So you need this second die, that frame piece. You're going to nest that in there, and you can run those through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine at the same time. That will cut out the oval as well as an extra little frame piece. Okay, so that's how those work together there. Then you end up with this beautiful piece here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to adhere our window sheet, which I know this is hard to see on camera because it's clear. I have cut this just a little bit smaller than my designer paper, which was 3.75 by 5. So I cut my window sheet to 3.5 by 4.75. And I'm going to come in here with my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to put adhesive all around. I don't really want it on my heart, so I'm going to just come in on the edges and a little bit underneath. Just something to help tack my window sheet in place. Okay. And then the part that I always forget, we don't want to forget this time. We need our adhesive strips. Okay, the foam adhesive strips. And this is my leftover. I have a new package as well, but might as well use up the old one first. Okay, so hi Polly. How are things in North Carolina? I hope it's nice and warm down there. David and I are actually heading down to South Carolina in a couple weeks. He's got some, actually, we're going to work our way down the coast. He has some work in Richmond, Virginia for a day, and then we'll be heading down to Georgetown, South Carolina to visit a paper mill down there. And then from there, we're going to head back up to Myrtle Beach and enjoy a little bit time at the beach during the week of Thanksgiving. So we're looking forward to it getting down there, and I hope that storm that is coming up the coast, I hope that stays away because I want warm weather and sunshine for the beach. All right, so we've got our foam adhesive strips. I'm going to start with one, and I'm going to make sure that my foam is outside the hearts, because when you flip this over, you don't want to be seeing that foam, all right, through there. But you're going to curve this down around, again, outside your hearts. And we're going to fold this around into an oval. All right, so just keep working that around. We're going to need a second one. This isn't going to do the whole thing there. All right, and then take your top piece again, work it down. All right, so that's why I have some leftover shorter pieces. Let's see if one of these will work. And I think it might. I think that'll be just long enough. Okay, so we're gonna put this right close, bump it right up again where the other one ended. You can work your way around right up to where it touches again, and then bring in your snips and get that as close as possible, because you don't want your sequins falling out the door there. Okay, so let's actually, I'm going to pull this up just so I can get them to touch just a little bit closer there. And then I've got just a little bitty scrap. Okay, so that looks good. And if I flip this over here, okay, I don't see any foam showing through my hearts, so it looks like we're good. I am going to put just a little bit of the soft seafoam ribbon along the bottom. I'm going to do this before I glue everything down. So we're going to cut this just a little bit wider than the front. Again, put a little bit more adhesive down here on the back on each edge, so we have something for our ribbon to tack onto there. Okay, just pull that across the front. Oops, I got to pull it down just a little bit. All right, and then tack it into place. Okay, fun part. So when I die cut this, we had all of these pretty little hearts. So I'm going to carefully sprinkle those right inside, right on top of my sentiment there, right in the middle. And then I'm going to come in with my For Everything fancy sequins. And I think, I'm kind of torn. I think the green ones, that there's blue, green, and pink. And I think since the front is green and my little confettis here, my little heart confettis are blue, green, I think I'm going to go with the green. I love these other colors, but I think I'm feeling matchy-matchy today. So we're going to take just a pinch, like in cooking, take your pinch here. All right, a generous pinch. And okay, let's gather up all these little pieces, put them in the center. All right, sometimes you got to work because they get a little static cling. There we go. All right, but at least it's not glitter. At least sequins aren't glitter, not quite as bad. But these For Everything sequins have different sizes. They've got shimmer, iridescent little pieces, and they've got like little bead crystal things in there too. So it gives us a nice mixture. And then we are going to take the edge off of our dimensional pieces. All right, just like you would off the back of a regular dimensional. Just peel that off. Center this on top. Okay, looking good. Okay, we're going to come in here with our second piece of soft seafoam ribbon. I can tie a little knot here. And we'll trim this down. Okay, get my arm out of the way. And then, so if we want to, we could, we've got this frame piece. We could pop that in there. Actually, we could do a little reverse. Kind of torn. I think I might leave it like that. Isn't that fun? Check it out. So cool. And we've got the little hearts in there too. Oh yes, Melanie, be careful in Florida. I hope the storm misses your area. All right, so we've got these cool little sequins. Love my little hearts in there. And then we of course could stamp and die cut some flowers and things, but like I said, I have this pretty scrap here where I die cut some of the pieces, and I'm going to use some of those leftovers. So bear with me just a minute. I'm going to do just a little fussy cutting here. I wanted to add some pop of color since we've got a lot of soft sea foam. It's a very pretty color, but I wanted to add just a little something extra here. So we're going to come in, you move your paper, not so much your shears. Okay. Just kind of hold those steady. Easier said than done, right? I'm not a huge fan of fussy cutting, but sometimes it's necessary. And I just, especially when you've got a paper like this, these printed flowers are so pretty that I need to make the most of them. All right, so we'll just come around here. I'm not getting too super fussy, just going around the outside edges. Try not to get it too lopsided. But this way we've got all the pretty colors. We've got the soft succulent with the evening evergreen. The yellow in here is crushed curry. We have polished pink. And then we even have some balmy blue. So a fun combination. I love Stampin' Up's Designer Series papers because their artists are, sometimes they put together these interesting color combinations. Like I never would have thought to put crushed curry with polished pink. I don't know. That just, I guess I don't always do a lot of pinks and yellows, but I love the way it looks. Nice accent here. All right, I'm getting a little bit fussier here with these little leaves. So I hope I'm not making you too dizzy on camera as we go around here, but I think you'll see that the little bit of fussy cutting effort here is worth it. Okay, just getting rid of those little scraps. One more little piece and then we are done. Okay. All right. Last piece. All right, now we can use a couple of dimensionals here. And I've got some pieces that I'm going to use up, some scrap. So we'll just put a couple on there. And then, how pretty is this? I think I'm going to stick this right down here. I'll kind of weave my ribbon in among those flowers. All right, and I can even slide that over if I need to. And then I'll take a glue dot. Once you've got it where you want it, take a glue dot here with your snips or your take your pick tool. All right, just gently peel that off and place it right underneath your knot. That'll help hold that in place. Oh, so pretty. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? All right, check that out. All right, so I do have a little bit of static cling. I could have used a dryer sheet, or even in our new, oh goodness, what is this? The new heat embossing kit that Stampin' Up! Has reintroduced here in the mini catalog. There is a little, here we go, in our heat embossing kit. This is on page 49. They've reintroduced the little, we used to call it the powder pail. And it's a little pouch filled with, I believe it's cornstarch. And you can rub that over when you're embossing to kind of anti-static your paper so that the little embossing flakes don't fly everywhere. But it works too with your window sheets, just to anti-static it just a little bit. But it'll calm down after after it sits for a little bit. But nonetheless, I love that the little hearts are in there. And we've got all that little razzle dazzle. So fun and such a pretty simple card. Isn't that cute? Hi, Karen. All right, so that is number one. That's our shaker card. And it really was not too, aside from the fussy cutting, came together pretty quick. So you need window sheets and then your foam adhesive sheets. I know I showed you guys my little scrap piece, but this is what they come like in a brand new package. You get two full sheets of these long strips, and that will definitely last you quite a while. All right, the window sheets and the foam adhesive pieces are both in the annual catalog there. Okay, so that's card number one. Card number two is also a technique card. This one, again, we are going to use our window sheets, and I'm calling this a split panel, and you'll see what I mean. So when we start out, we are starting out with kind of an abnormal size. So I guess the first thing you want to do is cut your cardstock, your half sheet, to 4 1/4 by 11. All right, and then what we're going to do, you're going to trim this out. So you're going to take your 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece, and you are going to cut that. All right, the panel I'm doing, so I cut this to 7 1/4. So it's 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. All right, so you're gonna have a leftover hunk, okay? And then what you're gonna do is then slide this down to 5 1/2. Get your cutting blade out of the way, and you're gonna score it at 5 1/2. All right, so that way you can see this is going to be the base of our card. Will end up being 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, standard size. Got this little flap at the top, and we have our leftover hunk here that we're actually going to put down here at the bottom. So you see we've got this gap in the middle that we are going to use our window sheet to connect. So sneaky, sneaky. Okay, so in order to see everything, because the window sheet, again, is clear, makes it hard to see, we are going to, I just folded that top flap over. All right, and we're going to put an insert of basic white, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, on the inside of our card. Okay. So, oops, and there we go. I've got a little sequin that escaped. Okay. All right, so that goes in. Now you can start to see it a little bit, and you can see how this is going to fit down here. So we're going to take our window sheet. This is cut to 4 1/4. No, excuse me, 4 by 5 1/4. It's the same size as the basic white, so 4 by 5 1/4. All right, you're going to take the inside flap here, and we're going to put just inside the flap. I did 3 little strips. You don't want to go all the way to the edge or the top, because you don't want it to go all the way. You want to make sure you keep that little border all the way on your left and the right. Again, I think I'm a little bit lopsided, so very carefully, don't stick it down quite until you're ready. Okay, so let's move this over, make sure we're even. All right, so I've got, can you guys see that? I've got a little bit of You can see the cardstock on each side as well as the top. So if I did it right, then yes, my window sheet matches up. I guess I could have laid, another idea would have been, put your adhesive on your top flap, lay your window sheet over your basic white, and then just close the flap on top. That way it also lines up. So always multiple ways to do things. And sometimes we don't think of the other until we've already done the first. All right, so the second one here, our flap, we're going to go ahead and put our adhesive on that. Again, don't go all the way to the edge. You want to basically stick right in the middle. Okay, so I did 3 little lines. There we go. You can see it, 3 lines of adhesive. And we're going to line this right up at the bottom corners. Okay, right at the bottom. So that window sheet connects it. Pretty cool, huh? Hi, Janelle. How are you? All right, so now we get to decorate this so you can see how it comes together. So this is our split panel window sheet. Okay, does that make sense now? And you've got a little bit, but you know what? It's clear. The adhesive is good, and the card's going to be so pretty that nobody's even going to see your adhesive in there. You could actually add some more decorative paper, but honestly, I don't think anybody really looks at the inside flap. Okay, so our measurements here for the inside. All right, so we've got 1 3/4. This is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, which means our piece of designer series paper. So when I trimmed this up, I had few edge pieces. So I sacrificed my edge pieces because the back side's pretty too with this balmy blue. So this is 1 1/2 by 4. So we're going to stick this down on the top. Oops. All right, you could use whatever designer paper with this, but I thought this was really neat, and you're going to see how I decorate this. Okay, so that was 1 1/2 by 4. All right, and the bottom section here, that is 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. So our designer paper is going to be 2 1/4 by 4. All right, so 2 1/4 by 4 for this piece. And then it's like, wait, what? It looks kind of like like a trick because you can't see the inside. Woo woo. All right, so again, take some of those really pretty scrap pieces or stamp, whatever you like, but we've got some pretty ones. So I'm going to take this piece here with our bright yellow flowers, and I like that because you could angle it to the right, but it also looks neat angled to the left. So we're going to fussy cut this and put that here, and then our sentiment is going to be hidden there in the middle. So I probably should have stamped that first before I put everything together, but whatever. So I'm going to use this one, just a little reminder that you are loved. I think that'll be really cute in here. So I'll pull that out, and I've got my little piece. So you can see this is going to be right in there, and yes, I should have done that before. So let me use your grid paper here. All right, and I'm going to move this down. So this little line here, all right, I'm going to use my snips to point right to the line. That's how I'm going to know where I want to stamp my sentiment. All right, so let's go. Do I want to use Balmy Blue? What do you guys think? Should I go with the Balmy Blue to kind of coordinate with the outside, or should I go with Evening Evergreen to make my sentiment stand out just a little bit darker and coordinate with my flowers? What do you guys think? So I'm going to stamp my just a little reminder that you are loved, but I'm not sure if I should stamp it in Balmy Blue or Evening Evergreen. All right, Janelle is voting for the Balmy Blue. All right, Any other suggestions? Is everybody good with blue? Okay. All right, so we'll stamp. Oops, can't move that. Okay. All right, good. Terry agrees. So blue, balmy blue it is. Okay. All right, make sure. Yes, make sure I didn't move that where I wasn't supposed to. All right, so my sentiment is going to go right in here in line with my with this line and my paper snips. All right, so grid paper comes in handy. Okay, sometimes if you... All right, so let's just see. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Right in the center there. All right, I did good. Now we'll take our beautiful flower bouquet here. And again, all right, you guys already saw me fussy cut one, so I will skip this step. I actually pre fussy cut the other, but it's the same way. Find your edge here, and just move your paper, not so much your shears. All right, it's actually not too bad. Actually, that's going pretty quick. All right, but I won't do the whole thing, except, well, I'm kind of on a roll here. All right, we'll end there. So you guys get the idea. Okay, so we'll put on our gorgeous, on our dimensionals here, and snipping some of these edge pieces. We don't waste anything here at Just Be Creative Cardiology Studio. We use all the pieces. So we're gonna stick those on there. Okay. And then this comes in, and we're going to make sure it doesn't fall off the edge of your card. Okay. And I want to frame this in around my sentiment, so the flower acts as a little bit of a connector, so to speak. Oh, we've got a spam bot there if anybody wants to report that. We are all lovely ladies, but no, we don't have any hot girls here, so if anybody wants to report that, thank you. All right, so really, really pretty, but because we're doing hearts on there, I thought they're kind of cute. I realized I forgot this part here, but I thought this would be a good card for our heart pearls. All right, so they come in, they're white and then kind of a shimmery pearl. So, and you get a couple different sizes there. Yeah, Janelle says hot girl only in the summer. I don't know. I have two temperatures, hot and cold, and rarely am I actually comfortable. Drives my husband nuts. And he hasn't even we haven't even started the fun stuff yet. All right, but so I think I'm gonna take some of these pretty hearts and just place them as accents. Whoop, come on, it has a mind of its own. Place them as accents here around my card front. I think I'll even put a couple here on my window sheet. And well, let's do 3 for good measure. And you know what? Thank you with all my heart. Let's put one right up here on the front, and then they won't know if it's inside or on top. Kind of cute way to access that. And let's do that. Let's do heart here as well. Let's go with, I think I kind of like the just the white ones. And so let's put one right over here. And then we'll take a little one and put that right up there. And then we'll take our third, and let's see, I'll just go right down here. How about that? So, fun way to use those little accent pieces. Okay, little heart pearls, kind of fun, different embellishment there, but it coordinates with our sentiments. And then if you like, so I haven't put a panel on the inside of this one yet, and you totally could if you wanted to, but I do think that I'm going to stamp just a little something right in here. I love this little duo of flowers, so let's go with that one. And we'll stamp that with Balmy Blue right in the inside corner. And then that's just a little something extra to kind of divert their attention. We don't want them looking at the back side of that. We want their attention down here on our beautiful message and our sentiment in there. Again, that's hidden behind the panel, but so pretty when you open your card. So there you have it. 2 technique cards today, again with our fitting florets. We have our heart shaker card using the die cut hearts, and we did add a pinch of the For Everything fancy sequins. And then we have our split panel window card there. Very cool. All right, so definitely give that a try. Oh, Wendy, thank you so much. She says, best cards I've seen with this bundle. These were fun and different, and no super fancy cutting or anything. Aw. Oh, good. I'm reading your comments. You guys are funny. Thank you guys for, ladies, for reporting the spammer there. I guess that's a good sign. It means, my channel's doing well enough to be spammed. Thank you all for joining me today. Again, a couple days left to use my November host code 23SFDENC. All right, if your order is $75 or more, you'll receive my free card kit to make 6 cards. Everything will be cut and ready to go. All right, and I highly recommend the Fitting Florets bundle, the designer series paper, the embellishments, and the holiday stamp set from that collection are limited time only. All right, you probably want to add some window sheets to there and maybe some embellishments too. All kinds of good stuff. All right, yes, thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. All right, and hit that notification bell too, so you'll find out when my videos are coming up each week, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I am on Facebook on Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then upload that video here to YouTube. So thank you guys so much for stamping along with me today. Have a great week. Yes, definitely watch the beginning if you missed that, so you can see both the shaker card and the split panel. All right, super fun. Give it a try and let me know how it goes for you. And oh yes, Wendy, thank you for reminding me. I will not be live at 3 p.m. this coming Friday, the 11th. That's why my ordering special ends on the 10th, because Friday the 11th, I will be at Stampin' Up's on-stage event. I will be attending what they're calling the local event. It's not exactly local to me. It's a 6-hour drive to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But David and I are going to take a little road trip out there on Friday. The event, I have a center stage leaders reception Friday evening, and then the onstage event is all day Saturday, and then we'll be driving home on Sunday. So I will try to have a video recorded for you because I have so many more ideas with this fitting florets, but I will not be live. So thank you for that reminder, but definitely be sure to tune in and see what's here waiting for you. All right, thank you so much. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, bye-bye, everybody.